Some of the most common, or maybe even it's better to say important, structures of geometry are relatively simple. Here's a line, and what we want to do is create a couple of different methodologies for putting up a what's the word? A right angle to this line. So for example, here's one basic process. We know that we want to cut this line segment in half. And this is what's known as a perpendicular bisector. That is to say, perpendicular at a right angle and bisector dividing in half. And so what we do is we put our compass point on one of these points and measure to the other and arc that line. We then arc it in the other direction. That wasn't very good. That's better. And in a geometric sense, this purple line that I've just drawn is a bisector. It both divides this line in half, the horizontal line, and this vertical line is at a right angle to this particular line. Now, what this means is that if I have a spot like this, and I want to put up a line at that specific point, I need a different process for that. And the easiest way to do this is to arc any distance like that. Move my compass so that I'm arcing that same distance in the opposite direction, and I get this kind of arrangement. And the result is that I get a line. And this line, from this point here through this place where these 2 points arc, gives me a line, and I know that somewhere along this line there is a spot that will be the right angle. And that right angle should, in fact, be at this intersection point. And so we've got this here, and we can sort of check it with the end of the ruler, which should be square, and, you know, close enough for most metaphysical purposes that the ruler is directly on the line and the end of the ruler is at a right angle to that spot. So this method and this method both work using the same basic principles. And if I were to draw this line here, I then need to find this distance. That is to say, the distance between the top of this triangular form and this point. And if I arc that line there, we can see that that circle, that this line has the radius of this circle. It actually has the diameter. And I haven't placed my compass particularly well. And you can see that small errors, very small errors in your geometry can lead to wide results. So this is a thing that requires a fair bit of practice, but that's the method for raising a perpendicular relative to a given line. I hope this is helpful.